all sorts of birds, lots of, including things like two hops. Scenery.
Call to order and this. I'd like to call over the February 8th, 2023 meeting of the Delaware Hills Planning Commission. Executive roll call.
Commissioner Wood. Here. Commissioner Krieger.
Here.
Commissioner Getzel. Here. Commissioner Berger.
Here.
Commissioner Jack Shaw.
Here.
Commissioner Ragsdale Cronin.
Here.
Chair Hayworth.
Present. Let me lead us all to the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, ask for some input on the consent agenda. Any changes?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
We need to go to public comments. Anybody in the public want to comment on the consent agenda? Seeing none, regular custom motion.
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, on to public comment. Anyone wishing to address the commission on matters not appearing on the agenda, may do so now. The public may comment on any other matter listed on the agenda at the time the matter is being considered by the commission. There will be a time limit of not more than 3 minutes for each speaker. No action will be taken by the commission on matters brought up under this item, and all comments will be referred to staff. Don't everybody rush up to the mic. Okay. We'll close public comment. Building report. Anybody comments?
Well, I'm sort of curious, it says here, we got stuff going back for, I assume, last January, and there is no final, none of them were finalized. Yeah.
Well,
We might not
we
see.
have one building inspection for every 6 months, so things take some time. And it is a new format. We did a new format for the folks. Yeah. Things just take a little bit of time sometimes.
Anybody else?
Question, all permits? Or if somebody's doing like an kitchen remodel, would that be on here also?
If it requires an all work, it would be on there, but if it's just electrical or if it's just plumbing or mechanical, that's something totally separate.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Any more comments? Seeing none, we'll move on to business, which there is none. New business 7A, consider recommendation to the city council for submittal of the annual progress report to the Office of Planning and Research and the Office of Housing and Community Development. We'll have a presentation by the
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. My name is Denise Duffy. I've been a planning consultant for many years with the city. Decades. So I'm bringing before you tonight annual progress report, which many of you have seen before. It's a requirement under Office of Planning and Research and guidelines to provide annual progress reports on the implementation of a general plan. And in the city of Delaware Oaks, I think I've been here 2017 through 2023 now. Well, what we're reporting on is what has been done and what's been accomplished over the last year. That's the calendar year 2022 of implementation of general plan programs and policies. So as is often the case in many jurisdictions like Delaware Oaks, there's not a lot that happens within a year time frame. But the city of Delaware Oaks has had many comprehensive evaluations of their general plan policies over the years, and so we have continually updated that with each general plan update and report. So this is an annual progress report. The request is, after having considered it and provided any comments, is to provide direction to the city council to submit it to OPR, Office of Planning and Research, and HCD. Housing and Community Development. As you have in the past, we have identified the major issues which have been accomplished over the year. And any items that have been called out in the past about these things being updated, and this is a policy that may be out of date, it's updated. So you'll see before you the planning, the staff report, the actual general plan annual progress report, and then a list of two tables, one which the same table that was reported in last year with the minor updates. Here are the different general plan programs that may need updating are out of date, and here's the complements of this last year. And in this last year in particular, there was the ADU ordinance that was approved, and there was also the emergency shelter ordinance that the planning commission approved and recommended for adoption to the city council. So those are two strong actions that have occurred in terms of implementing the general plan. We also have, as part of this, the second part of this is the annual progress report for housing and community development on the housing element. Again, the policies in the housing element were adopted at programs on December 17, 2019. And since that time, we have provided annual progress reports of what has happened for those programs and policies. Those years of COVID over this last year. Two of the pilot programs in the housing element were involving an ADU ordinance and the adoption of the emergency shelter. So those are two calendar year. The action is, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Open it up for public hearing, ask questions, and then make a consideration of whether to approve this to the city council. It is pretty common that the city council will look at this, and then we have a deadline of April 1st to submit to the two agencies, HCD and OPR. And we have.
Any questions or comments?
It's been a while since I've been on the planning commission, about 8 years. So I'm new, basically, and I have a couple questions on some of the items. So I understand that basically the policy summary in the left-hand column is what the general plan states, and the right-hand column is the progress. For example, on page 2, attachment A, the last item, L5, it says the city is working with the airport on their general plan update. Their general plan was completed about 2 years ago.
I don't have the full text of that one, so could you repeat the L5 working with the airport?
L5, city is working with the airport on the general plan update, which will expand facilities in areas that should affect the city.
Right,
Their general plan was completed,
I think that changed.
I believe. I know that there was.
The master plan.
Yeah.
So this plan, that's what this is all about, an update that you want to.
If you would double check, I'm pretty sure it was approved. And then,
And I think just to make a added comment to that,
it was approved like 2 years ago.
right, the city's interest in that is related to the other areas. So I will update the general plan
And
timeframe, but keep that part of us.
yeah, I mean, we do want to keep on top of it.
Right, and I think that's right.
And on a side note, I saw the Herald, I think it was the day before yesterday, there is request for bids for a lot of work to include preparing the area for the new terminal. So if you didn't know it, it's coming. Moving the taxiway, rewinding it. My other issue, yes, for me, it's an issue on page 10. Appendix A, item C/OS-7. Talks about maintaining the green belt along the Canyon Valley drainage way. And they refer back to C/OS-6, where it says the city works closer with the regional park district relative to Frog Pond and regional park district property. For me, we're looking at the Oaks, an area that seems not to get any attention is the greenbelt along Canyon Del Rey from Jim Moore Boulevard to the intersection with Highway 68. Or at least as far as the road that goes up to the school district office. That area seems to be rather neglected and I think should be included.
Okay, I think that is a valid concern and,
I'm not sure this is the appropriate.
right, I just wanted to mention that we're identifying what has been implemented in this last calendar year to address that, but, I think that's a valid concern. I can say, and add that, no implementation measures along, the Canyon Debris drainage for High 68. We need to address that.
Thank you. And, no, okay, sorry.
Ran around.
Denise,
You have one?
So with regard to what you were just talking about, you're just saying that this hasn't been being done,
Yeah,
right? So this,
well, no,
this is just a policy change, so this would probably just need to be referred to staff.
well, no, it specifically says, it talks about the view shed and Frog Pond, does not address the rest of Canyon Del Rey Boulevard.
So it needs another whole,
Well, no, it could be, because it C/OS-7 says maintain the green belt along Canyon Del Rey drainage. We only take care of half of it.
You're using you like to acknowledge that there's work to be done also between Joe Gilmore and 68.
Yeah.
Not just assume it's getting done, but state that it's done.
And then the last item, C/OS-14, on the stone house has been preserved as part of Parky's Roadhouse. There is no winery there. Parky's Roadhouse. Winery is long gone.
So that's the wine room or.
The wine room is
Yeah.
used as,
Yeah.
for parties.
Right, the catering, yeah.
Not a winery.
I might check that one first.
Those are mine.
No, thank you.
I appreciate your efforts.
I got a question back to the airport and their modifications. This might be, city manager, do we have much of a recourse in saying what happens or not happens over there? They say, we get to do what we want, or
we individually have the ability to attend their board meetings and express
Which I have done,
but as the city knows.
and they don't record their readings.
he's a good question.
Again, I like that it's sort of, I know that part of what we had to do with this whole housing thing was we were gonna have to do some rezoning. Is that, if I remember right, is that part of this or does that get noted someplace else?
So in the 2019 housing element, the rezoning was taken out, so we're looking at the existing policies that we have right now, but as we've reported to you and have had presentations, the fifth cycle and sixth cycle housing element will have the rezoning policy in so that
Okay.
to implement that. the next one.
That's what I was just trying to remember, I knew we had talked about it, I was just trying to remember. The pieces were, okay, thank you.
Anything more? This is happening. So, anybody want to make a motion on recommending this to the city council? Or recommend to forward into the. Second.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Just a question, legal to say.
So I'll include the changes as noted.
Okay.
Is that correct? The approval would be including the changes as noted.
Yes.
Thank you. So I amend my motion to include those, whatever.
Thanks.
Okay.
Okay, so the next item, the vice chair and I will have to recuse ourselves to be the two close to your project, so. Although we counted. Yeah. For the chair. Yeah, I'll take it.
Back in the salad again.
What you get for people.
Okay, item number B is the applicant present or.
Representative of.
Okay, would you like to step forward and just sort of give a brief, about what you are doing?
Will be very brief. So the project is for my client Brent Fontaine, and the existing deck on his property overlooking the frog pond is not in the greatest condition. It's kind of a little bit, I would say, dangerous at this point. So in the process of rebuilding it with new materials, he would also like to expand the length of the deck to include the length of, to go along the length of his entire house. So the width of the deck will not be increasing at all. The height of the deck would not be increasing at all. It would just extend the length of it to follow along the line of his house. And the bottom portion of it, at the moment the pillars go down and then there's more wood deckings on the ground, that would be removed. So it would just be regular pillars going all the way down, as a traditional deck would be. And yeah, we've got flagging up at the moment. The chairman and the other committee member have seen it, and it's so far so good. Yeah, it's a very simple design, just redoing the existing deck, no changes in building type or approach.
Before we go out to public comment, is there any clarification you need from the commission?
Yes, but just, are you using the Revit or what is the deck? Just curious the decking material.
He's considering doing a composite like Trex or
Okay.
Tech to make it a little bit more long lasting. Since it is such a structurally tall deck,
Yeah.
any chance of not having to redo it again in the next 20 years would be, I think, in his favor economically.
And then, and the railing as well, is it going to be consistent with what's there now, or because, I'm just curious.
Exactly the same. They don't want like glass or anything.
Okay, so this will work.
Yeah.
I mean, one by one.
Yes, yeah, with the so side orange spacing, yeah. Yeah.
No,
Wait,
I had a difficult to see from the back side of the house, how it might infringe on the neighbors'
Right.
privacy. Has the applicant gone to neighbors to discuss several pushback? They're not here, obviously. So.
As far as I know, he has been speaking with the neighbor on his right, about the ongoing project, and, he's been tearing up the bottom part at the moment, just because even if the deck didn't get approved, he wanted the bottom rotted woods out, because it can just be a regular patio without that. He does not seem to have heard anything from that neighbor, pushing back. I'm not sure about the neighbor on his left side. I haven't heard anything since the flagging has gone up. That side does have a lot more trees, which is why I think he mostly talks to the neighbor on the right.
Well, this formality will go out to the public, and we'll come back. So now we'll go back to the commission. We have any, Gary, any concerns or anything that,
No.
like to address?
No, they enjoy your view of the park line.
Yes.
Great.
I went by and noticed lighting and I think it's a good way for them to enjoy it. They're lucky enough to have that in
Yeah.
their backyard.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice spot.
And it did not appear that it was going to be, in my opinion, I'm not the neighbor, so, but in my opinion, it was not greatly infringed on the neighbor to the water.
Right.
It's fine.
Actually, Brian, there's other houses near there who have very large decks in the same, so it's been keeping with that.
Yeah, everybody's got to
Yeah.
look at that frog pond.
I went by and fortunately it was home, but, house on this, I have connected. See that one? Yeah. Well, you're using the shooting.
I was.
But I can see if there's some oak trees or whatever. Who's gonna see it other than, I think people that are walking in the walk on can probably.
Yeah.
It's very nicely terraced, I must admit.
Yeah, it's a steep site.
Yeah, those sections are very nice. So I have a problem, I always like it, when people spruce up their houses, and I think this will be a nice addition to the house, so. If there's no comment,
Thank you much. We approved the ARC 23-01. That's submitted.
second, all in favor? Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So approved. There's
Thank
a
you.
20-day appeal period,
Okay,
but you can start your risk.
okay. Thank you guys very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Your next step is. Your next step is to see me. So,
Okay.
yeah, in the next couple months.
So,
Back on the-
Mike and Bill, if you'd like to come back in.
No.
Okay, so the next meeting.
And returning to
Nice try.
To the wine.
We're in.
Yeah, good job. Okay,
George, you're a little nervous, we did pretty good.
yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, announcements, we're gonna start with Karen.
Yes,
So Karen's going to present something that she would like for us to consider.
yeah, I want you to consider this. Right now, there are no crayons involved. But that's when the city council gets their agenda packets, they get it online now. They don't get the binders. Would you like to have that as an option? And then what I thought of, what I thought about talking to Chairman Hayward are plans. So why don't we just have, if there's a big set of plans, then we'll just have those delivered to you. And you all check your emails and have your packet electronically.
So my concern was with the plans, I like to buy them. And I don't know about you, but I'm just looking at it on the screen.
So it'd be good to have this.
That's why. Yeah, no, we need the plans, because a lot of it's hard to see the detail, what they're actually doing. If it's, photographed, right, it's like on screen, but the rest of this, yeah.
The only caveat to this is we would ask you, what we would still do is we would print out what's you're getting electronically and put it at the dais for you, because we don't have enough city computers to give to everybody. So we wouldn't want you to bring your personal computers just to look at an agenda. We would have the agenda and all the items up here for you. We're really just getting rid of the binders and the assembly. Yeah,
So we're.
no, not the delivery. If they're,
you would have all of this more or less here.
Online, yes, but you'd still have it here the night of the
The
meeting,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, and I like the plans because when I go out, you know, I spread it out, either on their table or something, and you go over it, and like Mike said, no, get a spot of tea or whatever, but anyway, yeah, I think that's important, really, so, yeah.
It's totally up to you guys.
So just a quick question, would we, is it a policy issue if we did bring our own laptop
If you,
and have that stuff on it?
so I wish John was in here, but what I understand is if you use your personal computer and there's a Public Records Act request, they do, it will, because you're doing city business on your personal computer,
Gotcha.
you'll be opening yourself up to Public Records Act.
So you could pass it out.
Yes,
I have a friend who coincidentally, she's responsible for delivering the planning commission packets to the planning commission in Burlingame. And she says that that's what they do, although they take plans, some in their city office, they all, she said they all have 36-inch monitors, so. That's, doesn't actually see it. So
well, and what I'd like to do is talk to John a little bit about when we do mid-year budget adjustment, or when we do the new budget. Maybe Yaboo's has a good deal on 7 little laptops that, you know, the smaller ones that we can issue to you all.
When it mentions about our pay raise, in the budget,
That would be your pay raise, 100%.
and I know in the past, a lot of people, how many of these have, do the applicant have to supply like 10 or 11 or 8?
It's-
Some of them are pretty thick, this is nothing, and
Yeah,
it's not cheap, but, you know, the other side of it is, I go out, and Denise goes out or whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't, can't all organize at the same time. Number one is the Brown Act type of thing.
right.
So unfortunately, we need those, at least for us. And,
And then I've got one other question. Can everybody make sure that they're on the city email list for website notifications? If you're not, I think everybody is, because that's how you would be notified that the agenda packet's public. And you
Yeah.
just get the email and it's there.
That's like, I'll say it first.
Yeah.
See the difference first.
Yeah, it's great.
Mhm.
So that brings me,
Except that my, think that you're not.
Oh, what?
Keep telling it, no.
But I check my spam.
Mike,
that brings up, communities. Mike and I were talking the other day, an email came in from a resident. I can't remember the last email, but, we will all be on this. An email comes in for planning commission, we all get it. But we didn't really have, I was asking Mike, what do we do with it? Because I've seen these and then nothing seems to really.
well, for the most part, and I know which one you're talking about, that is something that the staff member got back to that person.
We don't have any way of knowing, so we're sitting here kind of hoping the friends.
Okay, okay.
Well, that was a reply to Mike, what.
Right.
Mike-
Yeah.
Saying-
So we're kind of depending on,
So maybe we can just add that in, once you talk to them, just let us know.
Or,
Yeah.
or we identify a protocol like. Staff or the Mike, or what's the chain of command, I guess.
well, I think it
Yeah,
would be you.
yeah, I'll follow up with you and I'll CC you.
Well, again, I was gonna say, we need to be careful. We've been using a lot of these apply alls, and I know I got in trouble. When I first got here, I did trouble with apply alls and hours like that. Don't do that.
Well,
Because
I
it,
think on this one, you're just notifying me
Yeah,
and you're not talking about any city business.
As long as I get back to the app, right?
but I just know that it's a couple times, we don't back. Run, I was like, maybe make that, because only because I did, and I got to deal with that.
I don't think it was your turn.
Oh, yeah.
really have to watch out.
Yeah, be careful what those.
It's like, yeah, I mean, it's really, you know. Well, like, we're not really talking about anything that no one will do that.
But I think the chair,
We have agreement that we
Yeah.
want to do electronic version.
I'm against it because I really like all
You
the
want your
stuff,
binder? Okay.
but Easy for you.
We can make one binder.
No, I don't want one.
I put the couch too, we're fine.
We're fine doing that. Yeah.
Not in the minor,
Okay,
And with regard to the email that comes from,
on the website.
yeah, I will reply all and to you saying that staff will, just so there's everybody's
Right.
clear.
all right.
Yeah. 9 times out of 10 for
It's-
staff.
It's,
I was gonna ask the question, is when the email comes in, is it go to the planning commission or does it go to staff first? I'm a little
it's
confused on
through
the.
our website.
Right,
And you can say, you know, you wanna, and people just click off everybody's
Right,
names and
gotcha.
emails everybody
because I've got
the
things.
question, and then we get a copy of that. And so that way we can see what the question is, and then if it's John or Karen or Chris or
Yeah,
whoever.
I'm just curious if we should let staff take a stab at it first and go, no, it needs to go to the commission, or we got this, and then just let us know that it's handled. That way, it's not coming from them, going to Mike and then coming back out, and this, and what happened.
And my concern is it's going to Adam face and, you know,
Yeah.
I think that we decided that Mike, you be the go-between,
Yeah,
and making sure that, is this something that you all follow up on, or staff is following up?
well, I'm
And then-
sending it to you, generally,
Okay.
Generally speaking, communication to you all should just be them telling you what they think about a project.
Right.
If they're asking about process or technical things, right? Basically, any question to go to staff.
Right.
That's how it'll go for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you get in trouble.
And like Mike says, just send it to Karen.
Having been doing this for a little while, it's really important to don't say, I think this. Don't say, I think, just say, staff will take care of it, or thank you, staff, or whatever, just. Because it's pretty touchy saying anything. Once in the web, it's always there.
All right,
And I
so
didn't-
everybody's gonna get one. You're getting a binder.
No, I don't. Oh, yeah. He's gonna get- I was gonna give it.
Okay, so now the comments, keep it to city related business. Right,
I'm good.
Please.
No.
We're on. Okay, the next meeting of the Del Rio Planning Commission will be March 8th, 2023 at 6 P.M.
Again, it's so nice being